it's me, Percita, and this is Percita's Paradox. So here we are, Thursday, feeling fantastic. If you are a new subscriber, let me just absolutely say thank you and welcome so much to join us today on Percita's Paradox. And if you are an OG, you know the rules. You know I'm absolutely loving you as you are loving me right on back. So today, let's talk. What are we talking about? Discipline. What type of discipline? Self-discipline. Let's talk about how bad do we really want this dream that we are telling ourselves we want. We continuously talk through everything that we're doing in life right now, and everything falls into self-care, self-love, work hard, play harder, all of that other great stuff. And some of that, is a good mantra. It allows us to actually speak in a validity of affirmation and positivity. But the truth is really being said that when we really think about what we're talking about, how much discipline do we actually have? Specifically, how much discipline do you have specific in your life to what your goals are? How bad do you want it? How hard are you willing to work? We say it, do we mean it? Are we really understanding that true self-love, in the true identity of what self-love is self-discipline? It is so complicated for us to really understand that self-discipline is the key foundation for anything physically tangible. Now you might say, well, what does that mean? It means the house, the car, the career, things that you can actually see, weight loss, saving money, any of that. It's discipline. Hands down, there's absolutely nothing about it that's anything more than that. And in order to really identify if you're loving yourself the way you claim, you have to really take an evaluation or inventory over your mindset of how disciplined are you? I mean, we all talk about weight loss. It's top of the year. We instantaneously go into this resolutional thing of like, hey, I want to lose weight. I mean, now our thing is, it's been COVID and I have all this COVID fluff. So now I really want to lose weight. But when you really think about it, how many things have you actually changed if you've made that statement to rectify what it is that you want to achieve? How many times have you actually gotten up, worked out, changed your eating habits, your sleeping habits, or whatever it is to actually lose the weight? How many excuses do you make on a daily to justify why you haven't done it? When you start to think about simple things like that, you have to own the simple fact of you just don't want it. To have self-discipline would mean that you understand that after it's all said and done, to understand that the world is going to beat you up. It beats you up all the time. It's telling you all the things that you cannot have in every circumstance and in every form and fashion. So to then beat yourself up by not loving yourself enough to actually execute things that you have control over is what stops you and anyone from actually achieving the goals that you want. Self-discipline. We talk about it. We think that we have it, but typically we do not. Self-love, absolutely. We talk about it, but we redefine it and make it fit into anything possible. We've grown into a society that is really based on participation. So if you are at least quote unquote trying, then that's enough, right? And you'll start again on the next day. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the people who cannot actually get over the hump. I'm knocking you if you're telling yourself that there's something else holding you back other than yourself. Did you catch that? So if you've owned it and you know that you're the problem, then stop telling yourself that you want something different when you know that you don't have what it takes to do it. Now, when you say it that way, people get a little offended. It's like, what do you mean I don't have what it takes? I mean, I have what it takes. You absolutely do. But if you're not willing to utilize those tools and make that thing happen, whatever that thing is, then you're not there. It's not going to happen. In order to execute self-discipline, you have to have self-control. Again, if you want to save money, you want to buy a house, you need to actually put some money up and make that work so you have a great down payment or whatever it is that you want to do, fix it up. You have to have a sense of self-control to know that you can't buy everything glued down. You can't run in all the circles and eat out every single night. You may have to make some sacrifices. And it really boils down to how much of that are you really willing to do? because self-love would be equating to self-discipline, and self-discipline cannot happen without self-control. But notice how I continuously put the word self in front of it, because when we generalize it and we put it in a perspective of it's just a word, right? It's just discipline. Then you make excuses. You put all kinds of things in front of it. You literally justify your actions. You pawn all of your issues off on someone else and what the circumstances are and how difficult it is. These are all things that could be possibly true. But when you're in a position of really wanting to make things work and really wanting your dreams to come true, you have to be willing to make those sacrifices to make that happen. And that is where the rubber meets the road. And you really have to know that the shit that you have to go through, the things that you have to say and do is crucial. You have to really make it work. And you really have to force yourself to say, you know what? This is really what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is what is going to happen because of the things that I do. Super complicated, super over the top for people to really recognize to do, simply because it is so much easier just to make an excuse. It is so much easier to think of all of the things and all of the reasons on why you're not there. It's so much easier to tell yourself, you know, I'm doing my best. I'm working on it. I'm trying. These are all words and adjectives that people who do not have self-love, self-discipline, or self-control utilize. And it's a harsh statement, but it's really a real one. And when we talk about how do you execute and what you're going to do and how you can make those things happen, I could talk till I'm blue in the face. If you're still not willing to do those other things, that sacrificial scenario, that work that you have to do when everyone else is sitting down making excuses, those moments of complete defeat in your brain that you actually have to then overcome and move through, if you're not willing to execute all of that, it's going to be impossible. Especially when we are a society that identifies our successes by tangible things. You want the luxury clothes, you want the big home, you want the money in the bank, you want the vacations, you want the toys, you want the mobile homes and all of that extra stuff. You want that stuff. And if that be true, then who are you fooling when you're saying to yourself, no, that stuff doesn't matter? That equates to me to I've never met a person who's actually been in a position where they've gained those things and then said, you know what, I don't want them. Give me something else. Now, there's always going to be that exception to the rule, and I'm sure there'll be someone on this video who says, no, Percita, I'm the one. I'm the one person you're talking about. Kudos to you. I think that is fantastic. But the 99.9% of the other part of the population will always determine their successes based on tangible things, no matter how we flip it, no matter how much we want to say and believe that it's not true. I absolutely am a person to tell you that I want it all. I want the inner peace and I want the outer peace, but I want the tangible things on the outside because I want them. I feel like I should have them. That's what I want. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, or maybe I'm speaking for the population of people that I'm around, and maybe there's a completely different population. But when I'm speaking on it, even inner peace requires self-discipline. A quietness, a stillness, a dedication and commitment to that pace of inner peace. So I still win in the conversation of saying, regardless, it has to happen. The commitment has to be there one way or the other. I just said in the last video, hard is hard. Being rich is hard, being poor is hard. And I'll say it again. Success is intended. It is intended. No one walks through life trying to be successful who is not intentional. You have to be in a position of moving in a vein to understand that that is what you're looking for. So I'm going to ask you again, how clear are you in your self-discipline of what it is that you're trying to achieve? How clear are you in your movements of what you're trying to do and what is actually being executed against what you're verbalizing? Are you walking the way you literally need to walk, or are you just talking? Because that's where, again, the rubber meets the road. And it becomes so intense on understanding that time is not on your side. And you definitely want to move as swiftly as possible and create this regime of things that will fall suit into each other for a sense of dedication and commitment to your goals and to your purpose in life. So again, this is really just a conversation for you to understand that self-love is rooted in self-discipline. Self-discipline is rooted in self-control. And the commitment to all of those things is the key that will allow you to reach tangible things in your life. Is it true for inner peace and inner things and spiritual things? Absolutely. Because if you're not in a place of self-love, you will not be disciplined in what you need to eat and be and read and literally allow into your system for you to actually have a self-control of understanding how to create a barrier when necessary. So regardless, it's necessary. For the people who identify their successes strictly off of tangible things, which is 99% of the world, you have to understand that you can't have one without the other. It's absolutely impossible. And if you understand that you do not want to allow yourself to lie to yourself, don't beat yourself up, especially when you have the opportunity to actually fix yourself. You can only be mad at yourself if you are not where you want to be. Absolutely no one else can you be upset with. Not even circumstances can you be upset with, because when you are in a place of self-love, you will find a way out of it. You will find a way to create something different. When you say to someone or something, whoever and whatever it is, I wish I could do that, or I want to do that. It's like, what's holding you up? There's the same 24 hours in a day for you as it is for everyone else in the world, be it the successful people or the non-successful people. Again, life is choice, and it is all about what you decide is crucial in your life. Once you've made that dedication to yourself to say, this is what is crucial in my life, and you've committed to that, then notice how self-control, self-discipline, and self-love all tie together. You don't tolerate everything because you understand who you are and where you are. You don't put yourself in every situation because, again, you understand where you are and who you are. And knowing who you are against other people being able to validate who you are is more important than anything else. Your self-worth is based on what you believe, not what anyone else believes or validates. So today, I just hope that in touching bases on this is just be a great subject matter for you to think about over the weekend. Know that you have to love you. I can tell you all day that I love you and I appreciate you. But if you don't feel deserving of those things, just imagine how difficult it is for you to receive it. Just imagine how difficult it is for you to believe it, right? When you start to put those things into place, you understand why it's crucial for you to understand that you are deserving. And in that deserving, you deserve to treat yourself the way you want to be treated overall. Over anyone and everyone, you start with you and you treat yourself. You take yourself out. You buy yourself nice things. You enjoy you before you ever expect someone else to enjoy you. So I hope that this video is assisting you in whatever it is that you may be going through. And I hope that you share it with someone who you may think could utilize it today. Because as I'm saying, everything for me is to make sure that not only am I sharing, but I'm absolutely giving you tools and gems that you can walk through your life and refer back to and make this journey we call life fantastic. So as always, you know the drill. I need you to do 3 things. Live life authentic. Live life authentic, no matter what, hands down. You are deserving. Know that. As always, I will see you next week. Stay out of trouble over the weekend. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself. Create a new regime of what you're going to do and be all the greatness that you're supposed to be. As always, bye-bye.